sulcus is the bone of the arm. It is the longest bone of the upper limb. It has an upper end, it has a lower end and a shaft. Now coming on to the upper end. The upper end presents the following features. The upper end has the head, the neck, the greater tubercle, lesser tubercle, intertubercular sulcus. This is the head. Head is smooth, rounded and forms less than half of a sphere, and it is directed medially, backwards and upwards. And this head articulates with the glenoid cavity of the scapula to form the shoulder joint or the glenohumeral joint. The lower end presents various features which we will discuss in detail. Now coming on to the upper end first. Upper end consists of head. Head is covered by an articular hyaline cartilage and it articulates with the glenoid cavity as I have shown you to form the shoulder joint. The humerus has two necks. One is the anatomical neck and second is the surgical neck. This is the anatomical neck. The anatomical neck where it actually the head is separated from the rest of the portion. This is the anatomical neck and this is the surgical neck. The surgical neck is the constriction in the upper end of the shaft below the greater and the lesser tubercle. This is the greater tubercle, a greater elevation, and this lesser elevation is the lesser tubercle. Now coming on to the greater tubercle and the lesser tubercle. The greater tubercle is an elevation that forms the lateral part of the upper end, and it has got its posterior aspect has got three impressions: upper, middle and lower. Three impressions: upper, middle and lower. And the lesser tubercle is an elevation on the medial aspect, and this is called as the lesser tubercle. And this is the intertubercular sulcus. In between the two tubercles we have intertubercular sulcus, also called as bicipital groove that separates the lesser tubercle medially from the anterior part of the greater tubercle. So this intertubercular sulcus has got a medial lip and a lateral lip. This would be the medial lip, the one which is close to the lesser tubercle, and the one which is close to the greater tubercle is the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus. Coming on to the shaft, this is the shaft. It is rounded in the upper half and triangular in the lower half. It has got three borders and three surfaces. The upper 1/3 or the anterior border forms the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus. In the middle part it forms the anterior margin of the deltoid tuberosity, and the lower half of the anterior border is smooth and rounded. I repeat about the anterior border. The anterior border starts from the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus. This is the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus. Extends down to the margin of the deltoid tuberosity. This is the margin of the deltoid tuberosity, and becomes smooth and rounded in the lower part where it ends in the radial fossa. This is the radial fossa. So it beginning from the lateral lip of the greater tubercle or the intertubercular sulcus, extending down to the margin of the deltoid tuberosity and going up to the radial fossa. This is the anterior border of the humerus. The second border that we are going to discuss is the lateral border. This is the lateral border. It is prominent only at the lower end where it forms the supracondylar ridge. This is the lateral border. In the upper part it is barely traceable up to the posterior surface of the greater tubercle. So this entire is the lateral border of the humerus. In the middle part it is interrupted by radial groove or the spiral groove. Then coming on to the medial border, the upper part of the medial border forms the medial lip of the intertubercular sulcus. So this is the medial border, and about its middle it presents a rough strip, and it is continuous below with the medial supracondylar ridge. I repeat, the lateral and the medial